She tried to extort a baby from me, but ended up helping me keep the baby. I was 18 and totally screwed. My boyfriend Jake had just disappeared into the Navy the second I told him I was pregnant. My parents basically disowned me because having a pregnant daughter would mess up their church image, and I was about to get kicked out of my dorm. That's when this woman Donna swooped in like she was my guardian angel. Donna managed the apartment complex where I ended up moving after getting evicted. She was this 40-something lady with perfect hair who kept telling me how much she wanted to help. She got me a job at her gift shop, helped me find an affordable place to live, and even drove me to doctor appointments. I thought she was the nicest person alive until I realized what she really wanted. About 2 months into working for her, she started dropping these weird hints. She'd mention how much money she and her husband had, how they'd been trying to have kids for years but couldn't, how expensive babies were for young single moms. At first I thought she was just being sympathetic, but then the comments got more direct. She started telling me I was too young to be a mom, that I'd ruin my life, that welfare kids never amount to anything. She'd point out every little mistake I made at work and say stuff like, "See, you can't even handle a simple job. How are you gonna handle a baby?" She even convinced me to let her come to my ultrasound where we found out I was having a girl. The whole time she kept squeezing my hand and saying how excited she was for me. But then I overheard her on the phone with someone saying the adoption was basically a done deal and she was already buying baby clothes. That's when I realized this psycho thought she was getting my daughter. I tried avoiding her, but she was everywhere. She'd show up at my apartment unannounced to check on me and would criticize everything from my eating habits to how I kept house. She kept pushing this narrative that I was unfit to be a mother and that God sent her to save my baby from a life of poverty. When I finally told her straight up that I wasn't giving up my baby, she completely lost it. She started threatening to fire me and evict me if I didn't see reason. And sure enough, a week later, she fired me for taking my shoes off behind the counter when my feet were swollen. I mean, I was 8 months pregnant working on my feet all day, but apparently that was unprofessional enough to justify termination. Without the job, I couldn't afford rent and ended up couch surfing until I found a homeless shelter that specialized in pregnant women. I was terrified she'd actually managed to destroy my life just to prove her point about me being unfit. But here's where her plan backfired spectacularly. Getting fired was the best thing that could have happened to me. I went straight to the EECC and filed a complaint for pregnancy discrimination. They investigated and found out Donna had a pattern of this kind of behavior. Not only did she get fired for managing the property, but I got months of back pay plus a settlement that was way more than I would have made working for her. That money carried me through having my baby and getting back into school. I was able to focus on being a mom and my education instead of working for a crazy person who was trying to steal my kid. My daughter Emma just graduated law school with honors and is starting at a big firm next month.